starting my recording session. Okay. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Are we live? I sure as heck hope so. How you doing, everyone? We're playing Borderlands 2 today, because I don't know what else to do with my life. We are playing Borderlands 2. We're in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode currently, but I'm trying to upgrade my character a bit. Oh, it's morning for you? It's about 5 p.m. over here. Now I'm gonna sell some weapons and then go over to do stuff. Oh, why are you tired? Did you not sleep enough? How come you didn't sleep enough? That's sad. Oh, it was Dr. Pepper. That's the soda you just heard.
Pleasure doing business.
It's almost 7 for you. Okay. Now we're gonna go try to do the story for a bit, because I feel like it. Time zones, am I right? Now we're going to Three Horns Valley. Delicious, Dr. Pepper. Delicious. Now where are we going again? We're going over there, okay. Time zones be wild, people. I get it. I get it. Oh, right, it's unpowered. Right now, we're trying to level up at least a little bit so we can use one of our weapons, which is the double penetrating unkempt herald. Why did I make a sucking sound? Because I was sipping Dr. Pepper! Of course I'm not going to do it in a straight sort of way. Hello there, Princess Tink. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I sure hope you don't self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2... Timer has broken. Please start up again in 5 minutes.
Nobody seems to be around. Just drive up and honk your horn. Maybe this won't be so.
I honk my horn at you.
Yeah, I'm opening the gate. Hold it, idiots! That don't look like one of our technicals. They're here for a hostage. Get them!
You ain't getting in the dam that way, Peppermint. The Bloodshots ain't let you in without a truck.
Thank you. I always appreciate it when someone says they enjoy my comic dubs.
Ellie's way out in Banner Country. Be careful out there, amigo.
The wall cotton candy. Yeah, I told you not to eat it. I told you not to eat the wall cotton candy. We had a little joke going on last stream.
Your eyes deceive you, an illusion fools you. I move for the kill.
I died. Rude. Thank you. I'm so glad you like my voice. I appreciate you. Expect a little chaos here and there. I like watching your comic dub videos. This is my first time talking to you. What if I have no clue. I never watched this show yet. Okay.
Permanent death, permanent smash.
I activate car in attack mode. Anyway, what's my favorite has-been ship? Technically, it's Radio Apple because it's easy for me to voice, but technically, I don't ship anything. I should, but I would make a stream of watching the things, but you're not getting your potatoes back. Stop asking. But I will punch this spider. That's what happens when you punch a I thought I was good at punching spiders, but apparently not. Apparently I don't have the skill to punch spiders to death. Especially large mutated ones. Who would have thunk it that I don't have the ability to punch a giant mutated spider to death? Oh no! Whatever shall I do? Takes out gun and shoots it with explosive bullets.
Oh, howdy! I didn't see you there.
I jump on you! Woohoo!
Name's Ellie. My brother Scooter told me you was coming. Don't get many visitors around here, especially not one so cute. Trying to rescue your pal rolling from the dam, huh? I bet you could fool those bloodshots if you drove up in one of their custom trucks.
Some of the chat people don't have visible messages. That's weird.
My bad. Well, I got a vanilla technical in the shop and most of the parts we need. Just gotta doll it up with some more of the bandits' trimmings. Spikes, blood, skulls, that kind of thing.
You could probably scavenge.
I'm about to go shoot some cars. I'm totally not a terrorist that's shooting cars for fun. Don't sue me. Don't sue me, US government. I'm totally not being sus about it. Oh no. I'm totally not destroying a bunch of cars! No! I'm not shooting cars until they fall apart! No! I could never do such a thing! No! I'm doing pretty well today, thanks for asking.
Track for those bandit parts. Just get a few more and we'll be good to go.
I can do an Alistair impression for you, but it'll be one membership. If someone buys a membership in chat or subscribes on Twitch, I will indeed do an Alistair impression for you. But I can't just do them for free, you know what I'm saying? For streams. You know what I'm saying? Hello there, P.A. Thong Thou. Why do you have thong in your name? Why do you have thong in your name? Is it like the same amount of thongs as you have on your face? Anyway. I'm looking for some cars to shoot in the face. Yeah, sorry. But I gotta set my limits somewhere, you know what I mean? I gotta set my limits somewhere, you know what I mean?
Bandits from having a ride that'll fool those bloodshots.
Sorry about that.
Almost got
But you can always wait till tomorrow's video. It's an Alistair and Vox video on YouTube. It's one of those little, hey, you're in this room, you can't escape. Now screw each other or die in a painful death in an hour. It's gonna be one of those videos. It's all scheduled and all that.
I vanish.
Now I gotta find that last car. 8 a.m. MST. That's when it will premiere. I premiere stuff at either 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. depending on when I get the video done recorded. I also have some videos on my Reddit story channel that I'm really proud of going up soon, so if you want to check out Count Julius Reddit stories, those come out at 10 a.m. MST. I work really hard on those, and tomorrow's going to be a D&D horror story video. It's going to be great. Where's that last car I have to shoot? Where is the last car I gotta shoot? I'm searching for him, but he cannot find me. Sorry. Everyone's in a different time zone, so Oh, thank you for enjoying my stuff. I appreciate it. Sometimes it feels like nobody sees my stuff, and I'm like, eh. But it's nice that some people enjoy it. No, it's not all right. It's all left. Ah, dad jokes. Whee! That's a plane. I don't want to shoot the plane. I want to shoot a car. I'm going the wrong way. Oh no. Yeah, I get you. I get you. It's just some videos I do better than others.
Get away from the caravan.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Whee! Where's that There's the last car! I'm coming to shoot you, Mr. Car. I'm waving an explosive pistol! Come at me, bro! Fine, I'll do one more laugh.
Great. Just bring it back and we'll get you rolling.
There you go. Hope you enjoyed it, because the next one will cost money or either come along naturally. Oh, you don't have physical therapy tomorrow? That's nice. My grandmother goes to physical therapy sometimes, but the car kind of exploded, so... Well, I mean, it didn't literally explode, but... It's not in good shape enough to drive anymore, so we can't really attend those appointments anymore. I'm gonna shoot the car. The car shot me. No, no, get back here! Get... I was the victim of a hit and run? Oh my god! I am in so much pain. Now I have to make it all the way back there again. Oh, that was silly.
Hyperion suggests that you rejoice in your temporary death. A victory achieved through suffering is no victory at all.
There we go. I shot the car again. What's off? Tell me what's off.
Ghosting.
I'm being followed by a desert eagle thing. Okay. What do you mean, what happened? Oh, it's not morning at my place. It is about 5 p.m. here. What do you mean, what happened? The car's trying to murder me again. No, no, you're not getting away this time. I'm like, I'm not letting myself be a victim of a hit and run again. Oh, that would have sucked.
Got your car ready over there.
Oh, that sucks.
All right, looking good. Now we just gotta get in the catch a ride system.
I'm gonna Mario hop on you, lady. Woohoo! Combo jumper! Ha-ha! Borderlands 2. I know, I usually play roguelike games and all that, but I wanted to play Borderlands for once.
Bandit-looking things from any of my brother's catch a rides. Come back.
Hello there, Goldie. I can't pronounce.
And tell Scooter to stop setting my customers on fire. I can take care of myself.
Darling, I am sure I
Looks
can
like
make
the
a
car of
good
a psycho
voice for
murderer.
you.
I'm digging it. Get back to the Bloodshot Dam and try honking your way in again.
I'm running the car! Yay! Vroom vroom, mother truckers! Alright, person 0 that has never chatted in this chat before. Have fun.
That looks like one of ours. Let him in while I try to get Hyperion back on the horn.
I have the power of slag on my side. You fool! I have the power of slag on my side.
We've been tricked! Kill him!
He just blew himself up. How rude. Well, that was rude. Hey, I've got some explosions for you.
We got an intruder! Get him, Bad Mom!
Okay. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining us, Lord Panda Waffles. Anyway, we're about to blow this guy to Kingdom Come.
Watch out!
Nuts!
Thank you, I'm glad you like my Lucifer voice. Anyway, we just murdered the fool.
Mine.
Analytical. What weapon even is that? Weird. Anyway. In we go! Woohoo! And I just need to level up once to get access to my other gun that's much better than the one I'm using right now. Now you may be asking yourself, what's better than an unkempt herald? I'll tell you, a double penetrating unkempt herald.
Make sure nothing happens to Roland.
Hello there, Mr. Quackers. How you doing? How many brain cells have you lost today? Okay. Hey.
And I disappear, a ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
Hey, dude. I slag you.
I don't want to die! You get me!
Rude. Okay. He went behind the wall. I can't shoot him behind the wall. Shooting things behind the wall is hard. And I'm soft. You share a Brian cell with 3 people and you don't have a Brian cell. Oh no, that said brain cell. Okay. I guess I don't have the brain cell either. I have a friend who does Husk for me, actually. But I have done Husk-related content before.
Look here, Hyperion. I'm not asking much for Roland. $1 million bucks. Hello? Is this on?
You handling the bloodshots all right?
Cover that one.
Yes, I have done a few Husker Dust videos. In fact, I got one in the works right now, if you want to be patient about it. I have some in the works. It's just harder to get those done because I have to wait on people for those lines. What kind of cat is he? What kind of cat is he? Is he like a calico, a Maine Coon? Or is he just orange? And by orange, I obviously mean fucking stupid. And orange, of course.
Goodbye.
Hey dude, get away from me.
Wrong move. What is next?
I have no idea. I do videos as I feel up to making them, so I have no clue when a video's gonna be out. You know better than I do, probably. You said he's a chunker? It's a chunky black cat. Oh. Oh, his name is Grimmer. Oh. Oh, I love him. If you're in my Discord server, please send me a picture of Grimmer. I want to hug him until he squeaks like meow. Oh, excuse me.
Stealth.
Oh, hello there.
Goodbye.
Hello. Hey, dude, stay still. Rude. Yeah, it's in the description of most videos. It's in the description of most videos. I do have a Discord server where you can stay up to date on all my projects and talk to me. How do you not know about this? Have the Potato Lords been lying to you again?
What is next? The true world revealed. Weakness is now known to me. Time to go to work.
That was a lot of XP for one enemy. Anyway, let me just...
I am ready.
Hang on.
How hilarious. You just set
Oh, I fell off the cliff. Okay, hang on.
Your death approaches.
Let me check chat. Hang on. How many channels do I have? I have Count Julius VO for my voiceover endeavors. Count Julius Gaming for where I upload my gaming VODs. Yeah, I have a Twitter at SoloBladeVA. That's my voice actor Twitter. And I also do other stuff there. That should be in the description as well, but just so we're clear. I do have Twitter, though. Hello there. How you doing today, Frenzied Marauder? Why don't I just, point... Oh, god damn it. Oh, Twitch bot.
Okay, Hyperion. 100,000 bucks for rolling. Finally.
Grenade!
Echo me back and let's negotiate.
Oh, hello.
And I disappear. A ghost amidst the combat.
Oh, there's another ultimate badass. Let me just, bomb him into oblivion. I'm gonna have to take out the Bone Crusher real quick to get a, second wind. Hang on, I'll check chat in a second. I know you said something. I have no idea, Mr. Quackers. Your guess is as good as mine. And honestly, it's a bit rude that you said that. How did you learn to voice act? I did funny voices as a child, and somebody said I should do voice acting, and it just went from there. I cast gun on you, sir! No worries, no worries.
What is next?
No worries, I'm just letting you know that it could be seen as rude. But if I had any way of knowing, I would tell you. But the way I see it is, almost everyone that subscribes to me never checks out more of my stuff. Like, sure, the people in chat right now do that, but there's just about nobody else that subscribes that actively checks out my content. If the people who subscribe to me actively checked out my new content, I'd be much bigger than I am right now, if I'm being completely honest. Like, things would be so much easier on me. No worries, no worries. Stop moving, stop moving, stop moving. There you go. There we go, we stopped moving in death. Nothing there worth taking. Oh god, it's this area.
No more good shots.
The resistance needs the info Roland gathered on the boss. You know why? If you rescue Roland, you might have a shot at
Okay, let me just go invisible for a second. You like cheese, yeah? I almost didn't make it through that. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. He fell off the map and denied me my second wind. How rude. And I'll check out the photos after the stream. Thank you, Cheese Lord. I appreciate you.
Hyperion wishes to remind you that by using this respawn station,
Jeez.
Ghosty.
Oh, there's an enemy I can murder. Hello there, would you like some murdering on your face? Oh, well, who am I kidding? You of course want some murdering on your face. No worries, Light, no worries. There we go, he's dead.
And I disappear, a ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike.
my shield!
Now let's hope that guy opens this area right now. No legendary weapons there. Very sad. Very sad. Why isn't this opening? Am I not supposed to go this way? Ah yes, chat fighting to the death over cheese. You love to see it. Why isn't the door opening? Did the game bug out? Hang on, we're going down again to see if we missed any enemies. There you are. I was like, there you are, and just mowed him down. There we go. All it took was a little bit of murder to get our way. You love to see it. There we go. Mad Mike is dead. I have to kill something else now. No one's letting me kill them. Very sad indeed.
Hyperion recommends channeling your post-death frustration into pre-death visceral anger.
That guy just hit and ran me. There we go, he's dead. I hate it when enemies do that thing where they knock you down and be like, "You can't touch me, you can't touch me." Da, 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 da. That is like one of the most annoying things an enemy can do in this game.
Damn it, Hyperion! I didn't get half my guys killed kidnapping the most wanted criminal on Pandora just so you can about 50,000 more!
There we go, he's murdered. All nice and murdered, and we're just going to avoid this entire area. Thank you very much. Not me just running through this area. Stay still! There we go.
Somebody stop that slagging from spring and rolling! We lose him, we lose our payday! Please! No! Enough! I'm out of here! Go back!
Hello there, person who joined chat. How you doing? Welcome to chat. Be sure to leave your kneecaps by the door. That's kind of mandatory. No problem, no problem.
Vault Hunter. Good to finally meet you in person. Hell of a job fighting through those bloodshots.
Kablammy!
This'll just take us. Well, that's that. Now let's see about getting out of here.
Almost at the next level. That's good.
You gotta stop this thing!
Okay, looks like we gotta save him.
Go with me,
And
damn it!
that's how Handsome Jack pays ransoms. Long time no see, Roman. Soldier! This way!
Goodbye.
Let go of me, damn it!
Just gonna bypass those suckers real quick. Can I release him early? Guess not.
I can use some help!
Bitch! Taking him to the top of the dam. Get there quick.
It'd be funny if someone could kill the bot before you get to the boss area, though.
Where are you, soldier?
I love it. My chat's fighting over cheese. Totally a war worth having.
That bot's taking Roland to the drop barge. Stop them before they get away. Hyperion took Roland?
And I disappear.
Jack didn't send Wilhelm, did he? Please tell me Jack didn't send Wilhelm.
No, it didn't send Wilhelm.
Just leave us alone! Leave us alone!
Bloodshots, what's going on? I'm hearing more gunfire than usual. I'm still waiting for a response from Hyperion. Oh, hook you long enough. All right, $20 for Roland. That's my final offer.
20 bucks. Ah, dang it. Time to kill the gun loader. To get past them again. Just being absolute ninja with this shit. Cream cheese is good.
Help! Badass loader!
And I disappear.
No, I'm not dealing with that shit today.
Preparing to strike.
Just absolutely avoiding the battle right now. But mainly doing that because we're on a time limit for this, so I don't want to lose him to the harder area.
I vanish.
Got to the save point. Very good, very good. Hello there, you want some slag? Alright, that guy can't be slagged. Anyway, it's dead. Just absolutely melting the guy. Oh, excuse me. Hang on, chat said something, gotta check him. Blue cheese is the worst. Ah, of course. Sentiment I do share. Absolutely nuke that badass loader. Okay, what you got for me, Roland?
Thanks. Meet me back at Section.
And I leveled up, so goal for the stream has been completed. Now I can equip my double penetrating unkempt herald. Now it does even more damage. Everyone being like, yeah, Julius gets the mold.
This planet's been waiting for a hero like you. Thank goodness Jack didn't send Wilhelm.
Okay, chat's bullying me now with the mold. Okay.
Only a matter of time until Jack loses a win.
How the hell did those bandits snag you anyway?
Alright, I gotta use my level up point.
Taking a leak. One of them knocked me out.
Wow, you are a dumbass.
Yeah, total dumbass.
I was joking, dude. I'm happy to see you.
Oh. Handsome Jack is gonna kill us all unless you can stop him.
Well, too bad you're not having any more of my wall cotton candy. My walls are already crying from your last invasion of them.
Men raiding his iridium mines, but it hasn't been enough. But you met Jack and lived. You fought off the Rippers and the Bloodshots. Saved my ass and Lilith's.
Thanks, by the way.
If we're gonna survive this, we need your help, Vault Hunter. Now, we thought Jack wanted to open a vault and use its power to wipe us off Pandora. But thanks to some intel I stole from a Hyperion convoy, I found out we were wrong.
What?
He's not gonna open a vault. He's going to control it.
I'll just go ahead and repeat myself. What?
The vault Jack's looking for isn't an alien. It's a living thing.
Okay, my chat's conspiring to eat my walls candy and my PC fan. You do realize without my PC fan, I'll be unable to give you any content whatsoever, including comic dubs, right? No, don't nom my PC.
Peering off the map. All right, I'm liking this plan.
Don't nom my PC. Rude.
Work the warrior and Jack's already got it.
No, this isn't even for sale for potatoes.
She didn't vomit when she saw you, did she? She does that sometimes.
She might have told you the key needs to be charged with iridium. We're racing against time. Every ounce of that stuff that Jack mines from the ground puts him closer to taking control.
Okay, we're just gonna go to the fast travel and fight Mr. We're just gonna kill a snowman.
It's my spy out in Tundra Express.
Use phone.
Gathering intel as he is at drinking.
You do realize that means we'll just have shitty quality for the rest of time?
I'll explain when you get out there.
You do realize that, right? You do realize if I use a phone to make content, I'll have shitty quality in my content for the rest of time. I need a proper computer. No! Don't eat my wires like it's spaghetti! Rude. Rude, rude, rude. My chat is rude. And you already got... Chat is going to give me an aneurysm and 3/4. Yes, you gave me potatoes for wall cotton yesterday. You took the wall cotton yesterday. I did not promise the phone in that deal. No. No. Shame on you. None of that. Yeah, but it could be so much better if you use a computer. Like, I bought DaVinci Resolve and it's only usable on PC. I need that in order to make quality content. DaVinci Resolve isn't on a phone. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like, DaVinci Resolve is like a $300 program. I will not accept that payment. I will not accept that payment, chat. Yesterday was the one and done. One and done. Anyway, we're gonna fight a giant snowman now, because I feel like it. Perfect way to end off the stream, actually. Rude snowman. Anyway, this is gonna suck. Okay. No! I'm not taking that deal! How many times do I have to tell you that, chat? Deep breaths, Julius. They'll give up on eating your computer eventually. They'll give up on eating your computer eventually. No. No! I'm... no! Just no. Yeah, but my grandmother will get pissed if you eat my ceiling light, and I fear her more than I fear your appetite. And if you were smart, you would too. Let's see, any legendaries? No, but there is an E-Tech weapon there. A slag E-Tech weapon. Nothing really worth taking here, actually. I'm ending the stream here today. I'm getting a little sleepy. I'm going to rest. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Hasta la pasta.